Howdy guys, how's it going? So today we're going to start off just a little miniature series which is going to be going over my opinion of my personal favorite and best weapon in each category since, you know, I've had Damascus completed for a while now. I have touched on every weapon and just about every variation, showed best class setups and everything. So a lot of you guys have been hitting up the comments, you know, asking me what do I consider to be the best weapon in each class and what do I consider to be my personal favorite weapon in each class. So I was originally going to do all the categories in one video, but I decided to break it up just because some people are only interested in one category in particular, and also that video would be pretty lengthy and, you know, somebody might end up skipping or get disinterested before their personal favorite category come up. So today, let's just say in this particular video, we're going to specifically be going over the assault rifle category. And bro, look, not even in a game and I still managed to unplug my controller. Okay, that right there is what you call ProCaliberGaming move. But anyway, so going through in the assault rifle section, the way that Modern Warfare plays, I mean, you can't really go wrong with any of them. I mean, all the assault rifles definitely have their place, but my personal metric for what makes one the best option is just really how many options it allows you to play and how well you can change up the actual weapon to perform in a variety of situations, a variety of game modes, and so on and so forth, because everyone has their own specific unique qualities and the best place to stick them depending on your play style and, you know, so on and so forth there. So I mean, going through, we'll just touch on some specific things of each one before we get to the final, you know, my final deal. So now, like the Kilo's a great weapon. I did not mean to do that, but when it comes to options of changing it up, I mean, every assault rifle, you can run it as its intended AR purpose, and you can kind of take and make it play as a sub. But now with the Kilo, you don't really have any real, you know, I'd say marksman rifle territory. You can take and kind of push you over into the LMG side of things simply because you have that 100-round drum mag, so you can play with a larger ammo capacity. And, you know, that makes it great if you wanted to run it as kind of a lighter weight LMG, you know, in Warzone or multiplayer or whatever. But even though it's a very dominant AR, especially since it's like the first one you get if you're new to the game, it's not my favorite by any means. Going to the FAL, I love the FAL simply because it's a semi-automatic weapon. It hits hard. It goes back into a lot of the previous Call of Duties, and it is one of my favorites. But the reason why I don't think it's definitely not the best is simply because a lot of players don't like using semi-automatic because they don't, you know, they don't have a trigger finger, or, you know, they have a hard time maintaining their accuracy whenever they're, you know, shooting a semi-automatic weapon in game. So that kind of makes it just a niche weapon, and, you know, something some players love, some players hate it. The M4A1, phenomenal platform. You have a lot of options. And, you know, I'll go ahead and tell you that right there is I think it's the best assault rifle in the AR category, but we'll touch back on that at the end and we'll go in that into detail. For the FR556, definitely a great weapon. I feel like it's been made better in recent time, especially since Warzone's out now. It plays out really good in that. It's just a pretty limiting weapon because you have to be extremely accurate with it in order to take advantage of the 3-round burst aspect of it, because you have to land the first, you know, pretty much 2 to 3 bursts, even more if you're playing Warzone, somebody's fully armored up, in order to, you know, like I said, take advantage of the weapon itself. But it can be pretty easy to miss shots or not land all the every bullet from each burst, and that can kind of lead to you getting outgunned pretty easy. Then going to the Odin, like I said, we touched on the Odin very recently with an updated class setup, and I mean, that thing right there, it hits hard. Like, it should be in the marksman rifle category. I really like it. Like, it would probably be maybe my 3rd favorite AR just because of how hard it hits and how fun it is to use. Going down to the M13, I think the M13 really shines in more of the submachine gun setup variation, and it plays phenomenally as a submachine gun, so I don't even look at it as an AR hardly. Going down to the Scar, that was originally my favorite weapon in the game whenever I started playing this, because I love to run it into the semi-auto fashion, and I would pick it over the FAL, but now I've kind of shifted to using it more as an AR, keeping it full auto, and I touched on that in the last updated class setup video that I've done for that. the old AK-47 Kalashnikov, you know, it's just a tried and true weapon. Just I think after this video I'm gonna do another updated class setup on the old AK-47. You know, it's a very good, well-rounded gun, but I mean, it kind of it's stuck in its you know, in its AR style, so it's definitely a tried and true AR in this game. You know, because of that one ammunition variation that you got right here with the 5.45 by 39, you know, that makes it run phenomenally as a sub. If you take, you know, shorten the barrel, take off the stock, do all that good old stuff. Like I said, I got a separate video on that, so it runs great. Now, getting into two of the, you know, I call them DLC weapons from the different seasons here that we got off the Battle Pass. You know, we got the Ram 7 and the GRA, two phenomenal weapons, but they are pretty much, you know, stuck to being in their AR platform. You know, you can run the GRA as a sub variation, but the accuracy is pretty trash when you do that, and I don't like it at all whenever it's run that in that way. But as an AR, the GRA is phenomenal. It just doesn't have as much diversity in terms of options. Now let's go back to the old M4A1. Now, the M4A1 is probably one of the most kind of I don't know what the best word to use is. It's kind of overrated, but for a good reason. The reason why I think it's the best isn't because it's my favorite, because it's really not. Like, I don't use it that much anymore, except for in that last updated setup that I showed you guys whenever I want to kind of play it as a sub. But the reason it's gotta be the best assault rifle is just for the sheer number of options and ways that you can run this. Because you can basically, with this one assault rifle, you can set it up to run phenomenally in any variation. Rather you want to set it up as a sub, like I showed in that last setup, you want to run it as a mid AR, a long range AR, then you got the 4.58 SOCOM rounds, so you can even make this easily a marksman rifle, and essentially in certain like setups and situations you can set it to play as a semi-automatic sniper rifle, which, you know, that's just kind of a gray area between the marksman rifle category. But in terms of sniping, though, I mean, I would take this 4.58 SOCOM over the Dragunov any day. And not to count, too, you know, you got the 9mm setup, which, you know, that plays into the sub category. But I still prefer running the 5.56 60-round mags attachment, and, you know, just chopping off the stock, throwing on that integrated suppressor barrel attachment, and, you know, just all that good old stuff, and running it that way. So, you know, I mean, that right there, like I said, I'm not trying to just buy into the whole M4A1 hype train, and a lot of people, you know, some people swear by it, some people hate it just simply for the fact that it is kind of overrated. But it's got to be definitely the most versatile AR in this game, and probably the most, if not the most, one of the most versatile weapons out of all the categories combined. Like I said, just of how quickly you can change it up between all the attachment options, and how just through changing the ammunition setup, you can go from, you know, having a submachine gun to having a marksman rifle just in the snap of a finger. And you can change it in game, unless you're playing Warzone, then you have to make sure that you have your classes set up and situated outside of that. But that's it. I mean, that's it, guys. I hope this is kind of like what you was looking for everybody that was requesting this type of video. So like I said, I'm basically going to be doing this kind of rundown for each individual class and touching on the weapons. I'll try to be, after today, this will be the only one that I'll have up today, but I'll try to do at least two a day of these, along with continuing the best class setup updated versions. I've already touched most on every gun, but I've still got some pretty cool and exciting variations. And then as things change between you know, them dropping nerfs and buffs and just patches and updates and this, that, and the other, along with some other cool content. Just waiting on that new controller for the game chat stuff to get rocking and rolling. But yeah, guys, please give me some feedback on your thoughts and opinions of this video, on y'all's favorites, ARs and stuff. Like I said, this is just a post Damascus, since I have, honest to God, you know, put in a lot of time with every weapon in various variations, you know, in every category, especially the assault rifle category, because this game, you could definitely say it's an AR dominant game in terms of regular multiplayer, and you know, even Warzone in certain situations. But Warzone opens up a little bit more opportunity for some of the other weapons and classes, especially the LMGs. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you liked it. Once again, hit me up in the comments section. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share with your friends. And until the next one, adios.